Appellate jurisdiction. The Supreme Court is the highest court of appeal. It means it hears the cases which come through the appeal against the decision of the lower court. The Supreme Court can change the decision or reduce the sentence passed by the lower court. It has a very vast appellate jurisdiction. Constitutional cases. Article 132 to the 135 deals with the ordinary powers of the Supreme Court to hear the appeals under the certain conditions. Ordinarily, an appeal lies to the Supreme Court from any judgment or final order of the High Court concerning the state law if it certify that the case involves a substantial question of law as to the interpretation to the Constitution. Where the High Court refuses to give such certificate, Supreme Court can grant the special leave of appeal. Civil cases. The 30th Amendment of the Constitution passed in the year 1972. It provides that appeal to the Supreme Court in civil cases lies if the High Court certifies that the case involves a substantial question of law of general importance and which needs to be decided by the Supreme Court. The Supreme Court can also grant a special leave to appeal in such civil cases. The criminal cases. In criminal cases, appeal lies to the Supreme Court as a matter of right in two types of cases of death sentences. For example, where the lower court acquits an accused and the High Court reversed the order and sentenced the accused to death. The second one, where the High Courts withdraw the case under the trial in the subordinate court and sentences the accused to death. Thus, it is very clear that in case the accused is sentenced to death, the convicted person has right to go to the appeal to the Supreme Court. Moreover, appeal can lie before the Supreme Court in any other criminal case if the High Court certifies that the case is fit one for appeal to the Supreme Court as it involves substantial point of law and the interpretation of Constitution is required. Special leave to appeal by the Supreme Court. Article 136 gives wide discretionary powers to the Supreme Court to grant a special leave to appeal in any cause or any matter related to the civil cases which involves a question of law or general public interest, income tax cases, and other cases which come up before the tribunal except against an order of a armed forces or military court. But the Supreme Court exercises this power in criminal cases where the principle of natural injustice have been violated by any court and only the exceptional circumstance where the grave injustice has been done. The Supreme Court could quash the decision of a tribunal when it has exceeded its jurisdiction or adopted a procedure which runs against the established rules of natural justice. The Supreme Court exercises this power sparingly and with due caution. Advisory jurisdiction. Under the Article 143, the President may seek the Supreme Court's opinion or advice on a question of law or fact which is of public importance. But the opinion of Supreme Court is not binding on the President as it is not a judicial decision. It must be noted that Supreme Court is also not bound to give its advisory opinion when a reference is made to it by the President of India. Revisory jurisdiction. The Supreme Court under the Article 137 is empowered to review any judgment or order made by it with a view to removing any mistake or error that might have corrupt in the judgment or order. This is because the Supreme Court is a court of record and its decisions are an evidentiary value and cannot be questioned in any court. Court of record. A court of record is a court whose judgments are recorded for evidence and testimony. The judgments are in the nature of precedents, which means the high courts and other courts are bound to give a similar decision in a similar case. They are not to be questioned when they are produced before any subordinate court. The Supreme Court shall be a court of record and shall have all the powers of such court, including the power to punish for contempt of itself. The court of record has two implications. First one, its judgments and orders are preserved as a record. This can be produced in any court as a precedent. Second one, if a person commits a contempt of court, the court has the authority to punish him. No authority can deprive the court of this right. Enforcement of fundamental rights. Both the Supreme Court and the High Court are empowered by the Constitution of India to issue the writs for the enforcement of fundamental rights. What is writ? A writ is a form of written command or legal document giving an order or direction to the person to act or not to act in a particular way. Some of the writs are the writs of habeas corpus, mandamus, prohibition, certiorari, and quo warranto. First one, habeas corpus. The Supreme Court or High Courts can issue this writ to somebody who has detained or arrested another person illegally, commanding him or her to bring the person into the court and state the cause of arresting him or her. Second one, mandamus. This writ is issued to compel the lower court or an official or individual to perform their duties and a certain act. Number third one, that is prohibition. This writ can prevent a lower court from exceeding its jurisdiction and keeping it within the limits of its own jurisdiction. It can be used to check misuse of the power also. The fourth one, certiorari. This writ can be used to compel the lower court to hand over the record of a particular case to the higher courts of the state. The last one, quo warranto. This writ can be issued against the person who has wrongfully occupied an office. Judicial review. Judicial review is the power of the Supreme Court to examine the laws passed by the legislatures and the executive orders of the center and the state governments, whether these are in the accordance with the Constitution or not. If the court finds a law or an order of the executive is against the provisions of the Constitution, it can declare it null or void, which means invalid. The final say as to what the Constitution means rests with the Supreme Court. That's why it is also known as the guardian and the final interpreter of the Constitution.